Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm here to talk to you about the male falsetto, mixed voice, head voice, whatever you want to call it. Now, I use this in two different ways. Um, Operatically, um, you either use it as a male singer to sound like a female, like a countertenor. Um, Let me see. So you try to. I'm not a countertenor. I'm a real tenor. Usually, it's a lower voice that sings higher. You try to mimic the female voice as much as possible. Then the other way you would use it is very rarely a tenor is asked to go above high C. And even when you're up B flat, B high C, not B flat so much, but B and high C, you're really you're starting to get that mix going. And there is an aria from I Puritani that the tenor is asked to, I believe, sing. I don't have it in my four score app. I thought I did. I think it's B flat all the way up to high F, above high C. Now, of course, I'm playing what's written on the piano. We sing it actually. It's actually voiced here, but I always play what's in the actual score. This is not a natural note for a male to sing. It is very, very high. So that is obviously not going to be your full-on voice with any kind of chest in it. It's just this. It's this very high up in the air, way up above. You just have to kind of let it go, and you don't even really feel much here. It's all just up above. So that's an example of kind of a tenor high F. Now, I am not that kind of tenor. I can do it in an example, but I would never perform that or sing I Puritani. But I can hit those high notes if needed. And then the other way would be what's called a rock and roll belt. Okay? So if you sing Journey, like I do in karaoke, so you have your regular voice. Highway run into the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round. You're on my mind. So that's my regular voice. And then up, you do have to sing A flats, but A flat is well. They say that the road ain't no place to start a family. Sorry, that's well into my voice. Right down the line, it's been you and me. And loving the music, man, ain't always what it's supposed to be. Oh, girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully. Okay, so though it is high, and Steve Perry does sing very high, and his high A probably sounds like my F. You know, he sings a minor third probably above my range comfortably. But then you get into the I'm still yours at the very end. That's a high E flat. I'm still yours. Yes. So you're way up in that same range like that high F. It's way kind of above, and you notice my mouth gets really big. I have to move my jaw back because what happens is you need to move these away right here. Okay, you can't really see because of my beard and my short neck. But these down and back, okay, back, so your larynx can tip. Those notes. I'm still yours. And to hit that E flat, all you do is pull back. Yes! I just kind of think backwards and just feel my larynx tip down so I can hit that high E flat in that rock and roll belt kind of way. So the male falsetto, mixed voice, whatever you want to call it, whether it's the real kind of hooty sound like a where you're trying to sound like an actual female singer, like a mezzo-soprano, like a countertenor does, or if you're trying to sound like Steve Perry or the lead singer of Boston, you see my Marianne walking away, up, and go like way, way, way up. You're really just shooting the voice up into this space back here and really releasing all of this. If you try to put any kind of weight in it, you're gonna hurt yourself. And that's another thing about this. If you're gonna rock and roll belt or try to sing that high F in I puritani, you really got to be careful. You don't want to do it too much. You don't want to do it unsupported. I really should be doing it sitting down, but I'm only doing it for demonstration purposes. If I was performing, obviously I'd be standing. I wouldn't try to do this sustained sitting down. You don't, just because you're not using a lot of the chest and you're really throwing stuff way up at the top of your head, that doesn't mean that you can't support. You have to. You have to breathe properly, be grounded, and really try to control that real high stratospheric falsetto. And it still needs to be beautiful. If you want to hear probably the best high F, Google I puritani high F Nikolai Gedda. Mine probably sounds horrible compared to his, but again, this is for demonstration purposes. It's just so gorgeous. You always want to sound beautiful when you sing, as best as you can, because that's the goal of what we do when we sing opera, even rock. I mean, listen to Steve Perry's voice. Oh, it's just so the say that the road ain't no place to start a family. And it's a love song, man. He's hurt. Right down the line, it's been you and me. And love in a music man ain't always what it's supposed to be. I mean, this song is about how him and this person aren't always together because he's on the road touring and she's back home, but they're so in love, and faithfully. He's always going to be faithful. I mean, you have to have that kind of meaning. And just because you have to sing a high F in I puritani, it still has to convey what you're supposed to convey, even though if I had to do that professionally, I'd be terrified, absolutely terrified. Because it's astronomically high. It's not right. I mean, the high C voiced here, but if you see in the music, it's up here. I mean, that's the money note, right? Every tenor wants a high C. I don't really. I'm more of a dramatic tenor. Mine isn't too great, and I don't really use it often. But to sing an F, it's unbelievable. Well, I hope this was helpful in understanding what the male falsetto voice is. If you have any questions, let me know.